Flag on the play. Biased and idiotic sports reporting. That's a 15-yard penalty. First down. You know nothing about sports.
Nuts prod not the beats.
You know nothing about sports.
Another week where, well, I am sure of a few more things this week than I was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Let's just say that, and it has nothing to do with how good whoever is. It has nothing to do with that. I just put that out there.
Look, we all know who the whoever is.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
All right. So I know you guys wanted to talk about this topic, man. Y'all, we were texting about it early in the week. So I called it. Well, one of you guys called it the state of the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
me.
Okay, K, man. Since you thought of this topic, the state of the Eagles, you go ahead and kick it off. What is the state of the Eagles?
Okay, first of all, the reason why I said it was because our illustrious co-host over here stated that the Eagles head coach, who won a Super Bowl less than 3 years ago,
less than 3 years,
needs to be fired. And I'm like, are you mad? And then, let's be for real, they were, a couple plays away from going back to the NFC Championship game last year? And you want this dude fired? So I was like, nah. Have they underachieved a lot? Yes. Fired? No. Here's the thing. You don't fire a man while Bill O'Brien still has a job.
I knew you was going to bring that up,
and
man.
we will get to him later. You don't fire a man while Jason Garrett has a job. What's name got fired? Ron Rivera, while we were away, Ron Rivera got fired.
Right.
But new owner, he could see, he wanted to put a stamp on his team so he could fire. You can't fire this man.
Hold up. I'll let you finish. Let me just ask you this. Had the Eagles went on to lose that game the way they were looking in the first half, would you feel any different?
No.
Okay.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on, K-Man. To both of y'all, to you, B-Wig, and you, K-Man. So, K-Man, what you're saying is, no, hold on, let me phrase that. B-Wig, what you're saying, B-Wig, is that the only team in that division that got the coaching thing right was the Redskins because they fired their coach.
No, they still don't have a coach.
Right,
no, he's saying, I know what you're saying, Sean. You're saying the only team in that division who's done coaching properly was the Redskins because they got rid of trash.
In that sense, yes, you will be correct.
Because the Giants still have their
100%.
trash. The Giants still have their trash. The Cowboys still had their trash. And for some reason, you think this man is trash.
I didn't say
I keep saying this man because for some reason I forget his name right now. I cannot remember his name.
Doug Peterson.
Doug
Peterson. Okay.
I didn't say he was trash. You can deserve to be fired and not be trash.
Yeah. But to finish my point, so I think some of the problems with the Eagles don't lies on him a little bit, but also lies on Howie Roseman. A couple weeks back, Orlando Scandrick, who was with them for a hot second, said after he got fired, they're still living off of their Super Bowl win. Now, everybody poo-pooed it because Orlando Scandrick, and as a whole, is crap as a football player. But he was absolutely right. They're still living off that Super Bowl. And the thing about Super Bowl champions, or even champions themselves, knowing that like, all right, the year you won, you were the hunter. The next year, you're the hunted. Everybody's coming after you. Even a year removed from the Super Bowl, you're still the hunted, and they haven't adjusted to that. And part of the blame goes to Doug Peterson, but a lot of that blame goes to Howie Roseman for not. His job as a GM is to get talent, and they never got a pass rush. They thought they were going to find a savior and wide receiver at they're burning in Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson.
They thought Josh Howard was going to do something for him. They thought Jason Peters could still go. And so it's a lot of their issues. And then there's also regression from the quarterback position. So it's a lot of it is Howie Roseman's fault. And then we'll talk about the quarterback position a little bit later about this dude, Carson Wentz. Because I'm starting to put him in that category of individual who doesn't elevate players. He needs players, and that's always in the category I put Dak in. So now I'm starting to put him in that position too. Brandon, you may proceed.
All right, go ahead, B.
Nice point. And for the record, let me just state for the record, when I sent that text, I was sleepy. I was ready to go to bed. I was sick of watching the game because the Giants had one job. But my point is this. Ever since that Super Bowl, and you made a good point, and you said the Eagles are still living off that Super Bowl. I believe that wholeheartedly. Whose fault is that? It's the head coach. It's the job of the head coach to get this team up and prepared each and every week. Each season since the Super Bowl, they have regressed. His record, Doug Peterson's record since the Super Bowl, is 15-14. It's a combined 15-14. And they had the one playoff win last year at Chicago, which really wasn't saying much. I believe anybody in the playoffs could have went to Chicago and beat the Bears.
I thought so.
Hey, but to both of you guys' points, man, with the Eagles, and you both of you guys are right, because I think at it from a depth perspective, like you said, they don't have a pass rush.
Right.
And the defensive line they had, who's behind those guys? Nobody's. The secondary been banged up. Secondary is terrible. And then with Carson Wentz, I think he's still, like you said, living off that first year when he did well. He ran the ball, tore his knee up. Nick Foles came in and saved him. Now,
yeah, that was his sophomore season.
Sophomore, yeah.
it was okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but I do agree with the GM. You need to have better talent. It should be next man up. You know,
right.
And then that section falls on the coach.
Right.
So if you know you have subpar personnel behind the starters, you and your coaching staff should get together and say, hey, let's scheme a plan around these guys. Let's see what they do best. Maybe we can get a scheme to fit them that'll work.
Right.
Yeah.
This is why I struggle to give Doug Peterson more credit as a Super Bowl winning coach, because he has yet to prove that he can duplicate that without Nick Foles. I mean, Nick is down in Jacksonville, and it seems like he took Philly's mojo with him.
You talking about the same Nick Foles that's on the bench?
Yes.
Behind Gardner Minshew.
Nick
Foles?
the same Nick Foles. The same Nick Foles. And I'll say, just like the text message I sent when you said that same thing the other day, Nick Foles is probably the most system-oriented quarterback in the NFL right now. He was the Eagles quarterback. That system, the Eagles system was a match made in heaven.
They're running the same system down in Jacksonville.
No, they're not.
Him in that uniform here's the thing. In that uniform, for a good stretch from mid-November to as long as they go, he's Superman. From out of that uniform, or from September to, he's Clark Kent. pedestrian, average, below average. You don't even think about him, Clark Kent.
Yeah. And Howie Rosen got arrogant and he sent him away, sent him to Jacksonville. He had his franchise quarterback right there on the field, Super Bowl MVP. But no, he wanted to take he wanted to keep lightning in the bottle, Carson Wentz. 1 year, lightning in the bottle, who's also gotten worse ever since that year. Now I will put an asterisk beside last year because he was recovering from ACL surgery.
Mm-hmm.
But there is no excuse.
It takes 2 years.
There is no excuse. And I know the recent injuries that have come up on that have ravaged that wide receiver corps.
Mm-hmm.
But there is no excuse why he's been as bad this year as he has.
I'm gonna say this, man. Then we're gonna go on to the next one. And like I said, you guys hit it on the head, man, with the coach and the GM. You gotta understand, Carson Wentz was drafted as the franchise QB. So I think Doug Peterson, to keep some continuity, said, okay, we drafted this guy number 1. He's our man. Let's just go with it.
Now, I also will say this, and then we can go off the subject. Remember what they did to get him. They were like at number 13 or something, and they gave whoever number 2 was to give a haul. Now, personally, I just saw that they put Alshon on IR.
Yeah.
I'm starting to believe that after they didn't make any moves at the trade deadline, they know it's over. So they're not because I think they want to keep their assets because I think they know we've talked about this before. One of the best wide receiver drafts in since maybe 2014, the 2014 draft. Offensive line from interior to the edge is stacked. Running back, there's some. I think what they're going to do is they didn't want to give away that capital because one, they gave him that big contract, so they don't have that free money to play with that you have with that rookie pay scale that he was making. And so I think they're like, okay, we're just going to get a bunch of kids, and then we're going to give him weapons to play with. That's just my estimation.
No, I agree wholeheartedly because as we've seen in years past, Howie Rosen has been a midseason trade maestro. Like as of late, like when he senses that they're there, like when they traded for Jay Ajayi that Super Bowl year, when they traded for Jay Ajayi, that
was a good move.
Yeah, it was, and it got knocked, but he was just what that offense needed.
Right,
he was just what they needed at the time. But yeah, I mean, it was good debate. Of course, I didn't really mean Doug Peterson should be fired, but I wanted to point out that they've regressed since the Super Bowl under his clock, on his watch, and the theme this year they've been a train wreck. Outside of 1 or 2 exceptions, they've been a train wreck, and that's made me lose respect or lose some respect.
And one of the reasons why I said I wanted to do the state of the Philadelphia Eagles because it's pretty much on my bad because I picked them to win the Super Bowl at our first podcast. So that's why I'm like, we need to examine how I made such a awful mistake.
All right. So look, this next topic, man, I thought about this one, and that's why I explained it. I said, is it fair to compare head coaches, meaning a coach with a ring versus a coach with no ring but had several winning seasons? You go ahead, B-Wig, you start.
Let me just state that winning a Super Bowl as a head coach in the NFL, that's where you're judged. Like when it's all said and done, how many teams did you lead to the promised land?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kept some coaches, or that's kept a lot of coaches out of the Hall of Fame. But when you, like, if you were to compare, let's just say, Jason Garrett to let's see, who was a one hitter quitter head
Doug
coach?
Peterson.
Who was a one hitter quitter head coach that won a Super Bowl and did not do it again?
That would be one John Gruden.
John Gruden, yeah, exactly. So, in that sense, I don't. I think you kind of can. I think there's room to compare them. Now, you can't take a Jason Garrett and put him up against somebody like, let's see, Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin's won one Super Bowl, but Mike Tomlin has never ever had a losing record.
Ever.
In 12 years of coaching the Steelers, he's never ever had a losing record.
Wow.
So I mean, I think some in certain circumstances you can, but I don't know.
Okay. And I was more or less thinking I was thinking Andy Reid versus like John Gruden. Andy Reid had teams that had winning seasons.
Andy Reid has some, I wouldn't say all-time great teams, but Andy Reid had Donovan McNabb, T.O. on the same team. He had a T.O. in his prime on the same team, and he couldn't get it done.
He had an offense last year that was probably the second best offense behind the 2013 Broncos, and nothing.
Right. That's why I don't care. I don't care what Patrick Mahomes does. I don't care how.
Let's not even go to that one. Remember a couple years ago, they were the top seed.
With Alex Smith.
And what did Tennessee do when they came in there?
Punched him right in the mouth. Yeah.
Now, I like this topic because it's a good topic because I'm gonna go one. All right, so you got you said a coach with no rings, but a coach who's had winning seasons and stuff like that.
Right.
My thing is this: if it matters if the coach was an innovator. I'm gonna give you an example. Don Coryell.
That's exactly what I was saying.
The modern passing game
is because
of that man. And he had teams, but he just didn't have defenses. And that's why he has, when he's up for the Hall of Fame vote, he's gotten closer than Jimmy Johnson and a Bill Cowher and Flores from the Raiders. Why? I mean, Flores has 2 rings. Jimmy got 2 rings. Cowher has 1 ring. But this dude is an innovator. So, and he's ringless.
Yeah.
Good point.
But then you take someone like Marty Schottenheimer. Marty got no rings.
Right.
Marty's not looked upon great because Marty wasn't the innovator. Marty was a good regular season coach, just like Andy Reid. I will give Andy Reid this, and he will never get in. But Reid, he's never getting in. But Andy Reid might be the greatest quarterback coach in NFL history. Look at you give him a quarterback, he maximizes their talent. Vic couldn't complete 50% if it saved a dog's life.
Oh no. He did it. Commercial break, man.
Hey, man.
Oh, man.
I would have added that out.
Oh, I'm not adding that out. Hell, no. Oh, no. I'm keeping that.
Oh, man. Wow.
But you see my point.
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
Bold. Mahomes, you think Mahomes would be where he is now if he didn't have Andy Reid? Andy Reid helped with the development of Brett Favre. So I give John Gruden help too.
But I think his greatest job, his greatest quarterback work is Alex Smith.
Yes.
In Kansas City. Alex Smith was
Captain Checkdown.
He was nothing in San Francisco. He never threw passes beyond 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. And you look at him 2 years ago, and he was in the MVP conversation, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you right on. You right on with that. You right on with that. And the
So,
thing I was gonna say about Marty is Marty coached 21 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Marty coached 21 seasons and had a what 600 winning percentage, point
yeah,
600 winning percentage or
yeah.
something. So he was a winning coach.
He was a winning coach, and he got a brain freeze. Like that year that he coached the Redskins. I mean, they started out 0-5, and he switched everything up. Benched Jeff George. He put in Tony Banks, and
Yeah.
Tony Banks only had one audible, and they finished the season 8-5.
Yep.
That's how good. And then he stupidly got fired. And he goes to San Diego, and he has some teams, but once again he gets into the playoffs and the brain farts. The same thing with Andy Reid. Andy Reid puts the, to me Andy Reid's worse because his clock management is just
Yeah.
But
Clock management and situational ball.
Yeah, but when and this is why I say Andy Reid is never going to get in. Andy Reid will never get in, but his guiding hand of some of the quarterbacks we knew, like Donovan McNabb, is a terrible passer, but he could always get Donovan in the 60% completion rating, and so the way he could just it's essentially some coaches, they have their game plan, and they want everybody to fit their game plan. Andy Reid says, all right, look, I have a game plan, but this person, he doesn't fit it that well, but I'm going to suit stuff for him. And that, from a coaching standpoint, should be very applauded. It should be applauded.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that one. That's a good one. Okay, all right. That was a good one on that one, man. I thought about that the other day. All right, so this is another one. I don't know who brought this up. I think towards the end of the Doug Peterson conversation. So, the Patriots caught cheating again? And the question is, I'm going to start with you, K-Man. The question is, does this put a stain on the Hoodie's legacy, or does it look even bad on Mr. Kraft? What you think, K-Man?
Okay, so I, for the longest time, and I still kind of believe this, is I've always stated that Tom Brady's overrated. I think we're in a culture, and this is to blame for Michael Jordan's to blame because the focus is on rings. So you get rings, people think you're great,
GOAT.
you're the GOAT, but if you watch those games, those Super Bowls and those seasons, and it was a team effort and everything like that, he didn't win those games. And I always come back to the one point about him. How are you the GOAT when you went down in 2008 and they won 11 games? When you lose your franchise Hall of Fame quarterback, you're supposed to be like the Colts in 2011, where you're so bad you get the first round pick. You see Carolina this year. You saw people worried for the Saints, but the Patriots like, nah, we good because he's a system quarterback. But now, but I used to a lot of credit to Bill Belichick because he was also, the coordinator for those Giants teams that won the Super Bowl in 86 and 90. They're dirty. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They're dirty. And I'm getting tired of people saying, but they did it against the Bengals. Why did they do it against the Bengals? They suck. They blah, blah, blah. It's not about the Bengals. It's arrogance because they just got caught with the Bengals. They've been doing it for a while now. Goodell messed up because he came in weak because he was a puppet from the start. He came in 2007. He was a puppet from the start. When he found out about Bountygate, what did he do? He burned the evidence. So teams didn't know what to look for. They don't know what to.
Who had Spygate? Who was Spygate?
That was the Patriots.
Yeah, the Rams before the Super Bowl when they played the Rams.
Okay.
Yeah, and Marshall Faulk, who can't really talk because he got kicked off for sexual harassment, but Kurt Warner said they cheated. But he sometimes can't. He has to hold his tongue because he's an NFL TV employee. But they cheated. How did that team stop that offense? That team didn't have.
So look,
that team didn't have like stars on it.
So
You
you saying
have,
the
like-
the Patriots are repeat offenders?
Yeah.
They are. Here's the thing about it. They caught the Bengals because the Bengals caught it. Well, I think they cheated on the Bengals because they knew the Bengals they're incompetent right now, and they got a new head coach. But other teams have. You think Pittsburgh hasn't figured this stuff out? You think? And then here's the thing. It's a culture. It starts from the bottom because what's his name? Mangini. He got caught. He got caught doing it when he was the Jets head coach.
Right.
Josh McDaniels, who's their offensive coordinator, when he was the Broncos head coach. The Broncos, a whistleblower told the Broncos, and then the Broncos on a Saturday called a press conference because there's like, no, we can't do. We're not a part of this. This is from top to bottom. This is a dirty organization. From the dirty dude who's the quarterback to the dirty guy in the hoodie to the dirty old man who goes down to Florida to get massages.
Happy ending.
All right, B Wig, go ahead, B.
I mean, really, Kennedy said a bunch of what I was gonna say. You know, I was one of the ones that was like, after last year, I was like, all right, it's up. Tom Brady's the GOAT. Tom Brady is the GOAT. But this, it just made me think. I said, okay, so like Sean, like you just said, they're repeat offenders. They've been caught multiple times. What about the times that they haven't been caught?
Exactly.
I mean, if they've been caught this many times over this period of time, that means that it's consistently been something. There's consistently something shady going on with them. And I know you can't take back championships, you can't take back rings, but or like the NCAA can, but I don't like the fact that they've been caught cheating, but history is intact. Like the history can't be changed.
Yeah.
The only thing we can do moving forward is like, yeah, but they cheated. But it won't change the number of championships that they won due to cheating. You get what I'm saying? So, it's definitely put a stain on Tom Brady. It's put a stain on the hoodie. It's put a stain on the whole organization. Because this is what defines them. It's no excellence. This isn't excellence. This is what defines them. Trying to get over, trying to cheat,
So
unfair advantages.
here's the thing, man. This is why I started laughing, man. Because y'all remember when you gonna use Seinfeld again, the Poppy episode, and Jerry was like, "Yeah, it's like he's asking to get caught. He's begging for help. Maybe they're begging for help." But to K-Man's point, to your point, B-Wig, in this topic, we could go on forever because I know if we put this out there, this might start a whole bunch of ish. Because what you two guys just said, that there's some kind of underlying culture in the NFL where teams or defensive coordinators try to spy on other teams to get the advantage.
Yeah.
My thing is, isn't that the point of watching film without,
Right. And I'll also say this. And this wasn't necessarily that we know of. This wasn't necessarily cheating on the Patriots' part, but this kind of started with the Tuck rule. This whole thing with Tom Brady, with the NFL looking out for Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
It started with the Tuck rule. They put him with that rule, with that blatant fumble. They put him up on a pedestal. It's like, all right, this is our guy.
Yeah.
This is our guy moving forward. This is the golden child.
Yeah.
And they've taken advantage of that.
Why can't defensive players, when they're around a quarterback's leg, why do they get a flag? Because Tom Brady got taken down in 2008 after going to the Super Bowl and being 16-0. He got taken down. It wasn't a dirty hit, but he got taken down low. But all of a sudden, you can't go low on a quarterback. Why? Because Tom Brady.
Yep.
They've anointed him the golden child. They like the story. They didn't know it was going to turn out to be like this, but they like the story of him taking over and everything like that.
So K-Man, what you're saying, dude, what you're saying, K-Man, is that one effect by Tom Brady, because that's trickled all the way down to college football. You can't go low at a quarterback. It's a personal foul.
Right.
So you mean to tell me Tom Brady responsible for all that?
I'm telling you,
Pretty much.
After he got, because here's the thing, the hype around the 08 season was, they went 18-1. All right, let's see what's going to happen when they come back. And he was playing, I think, was it the Jets? And he gets taken down low, and it changed the narrative of that season. And the whole thing was like, okay, what's going on with them? And then they like, and when you want to push something, when you want to push a narrative, and then all of a sudden it gets taken out from you, we can't have that again. We can't have a quarterback go down, because they were like, okay, what if it was Peyton? What if it was Ben? Or what if it's stuff like that? So then because what happened? Have you not seen games? Not recently, but have you not seen games like a little bit after that season where someone went close by and he would flail his arms up in the air looking for a flag because it was down there?
Yeah. Right. And I mean, the NFL loves to play favorites. Just like Tony Romo broke his clavicle twice because of a player landing on him when he was sacked. Twice. Not once, twice. Crickets. It happens to Aaron Rodgers. All of a sudden, there's a rule change the very next season. You can't land on a quarterback with your full weight. This happened to Romo twice. Why are you just implementing this now? They play favorites.
Yeah, because it didn't used to be like this. We've all seen the hit that essentially ruined Joe Montana's career, the Marshall's hit in the NFC Championship game, where he crushes Joe Montana.
Right.
Crushes him. But nothing happened.
LT on Joe Theismann.
Right. But that was a different NFL. This is now a more marketable NFL. And who do we market the most? We market the quarterback. And in 07, 08, and Tom Brady he threw 50 touchdowns. Randy Moss scored 18 receiving touchdowns. No, 20 receiving touchdowns. It was something. He broke Jerry Rice's record. They were undefeated. And then the ratings were huge because we want to see them win. And then all of a sudden, we're going to push they come back. And all of a sudden, it goes down. And they change this because you're essentially affecting the money.
Right.
Because I'm laughing. The reason I keep laughing, because I'm trying to think. I just went home from my homecoming high school football game, and I'm trying to think, did someone in high school go at the quarterback's feet and they throw a flag? Because what you guys are saying, that this Tom Brady thing has affected the whole culture of NFL.
Absolutely.
You can't go to if you're trying to get past an offensive lineman and you're trying to go for the ball and you hit a quarterback on the top of the head, well, that's a personal foul.
Oh, in the face. Yeah.
That's a personal foul.
That's wild, man. That's a wild thing.
Deacon Jones is like, really? I made a living off of that.
That's a wild, because man, that's kind of a powerful statement, man.
And here's the thing here's the dirtiness of them. The same thing they did when they got caught with the Bengals, they did the same thing. What's the name? Oh, this is for Kraft Productions. Oh, those guys don't work with us. They're independent contractors. These people are con artists. They know how to set up the rules that there are no official Patriots organization people on the thing. And then they can get rid of the advanced area scout.
Right. So
what you guys saying is the Patriots is the elite team in the NFL. They can get away with anything like Deflategate, all this stuff, Spike, all this stuff.
They're elite schemers.
Yeah. They are where they are for two reasons. Now, no, they're there for a couple reasons. I'm not taking away from the development of players and their scheme of play, but they've been on top for two reasons mainly: cheating and incompetence of organizations in their division.
All right, so we're gonna end this right now. B Wig. My question to start with you, B Wig.
Mm-hmm.
the legacy of the Patriots is going to be what?
It depends on who you ask.
You're exactly right. Exactly right.
It depends on who you ask. That's all I can say.
All right, K-Man, what you think the legacy going to be of the Patriots, K-Man?
My opinion of it is, I'm going asterisks. Super Bowl. 01 Super Bowl, 03 Super Bowl. I give them 04 because they beat the Eagles. I'm giving asterisks on all those Super Bowls. But essentially, they're dirty. They're the they're the 1919 White Sox. They're dirty. They're cheaters.
One last comment, and we can go. I'll state for the record, nobody, and I mean nobody, wanted Bill Belichick when he was with the Jets before he went to the Patriots. Or when he went from Cleveland, he was horrible.
Yeah.
He was horrible.
Okay.
He was with the Patriots as an assistant head coach. Then the year after, he was with the Jets. He was not that good. All of a sudden.
First of all, he was never with the Jets. He was only with the Jets technically for 3 days. And he only got that job because Bill Parcells was the head coach, and he said, I'm going to quit and give it what's his name. But then Kraft was like, no, I want this guy. And he left because they were going to give him full control.
Right. His success pre-Patriots, thumbs down. When you get to the Patriots, thumbs up. He's a world beater, one of the best of all time. Interesting.
Also, on a note, here's another thing to notice. How come everybody who leaves him fails?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
How many rings on his tree?
Yeah.
Good point.
But you look at Bill Walsh. Mike Holmgren, ring. Gruden, ring. Andy Reid's got to 2 Super Bowls.
And there's a quarterback savant.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So and then technically Tony Dungy's on a branch of that tree because of the old Minnesota Vikings coach.
Dennis Green.
Oh yeah.
Dennis Green. And if you do that, if you follow that timeline, so is Mike Tomlin a part of that tree.
Yep.
But everyone from Pioli to Dimitrov, failures. The lame in Detroit, a failure. Bill O'Brien, loser.
Mike Vrabel
doing good in Tennessee.
Pump the brakes.
Oh, Uncle Curtis in Kansas City. Ugh.
Right.
Charlie Weiss, who was getting the signals so he can give to Tom Brady to look for, loser at Kansas, loser at Notre Dame.
Josh McDaniels,
loser.
What's his name? He's on TV now. Greg, no, not Greg. What's his name? He was the coach of the Jets. Head coach of the Jets.
Mangini,
Eric Mangini. Loser.
And so what Brandon said is whoever you ask is tainted. If you ask a common NFL fan who's not in the New England area, they're going to say they cheated. But if you ask anybody from those losers from NFL Network or ESPN, no, they're going to say nah. And this is the last thing I want to say. It's so funny to me that the NFL is doing their 100 greatest players, and they pre-taped all this stuff, so they can't take it out. But who, as the coach on all those segments? Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
How tainted is that 100 list?
Right.
Asterisks, man.
I mean, the coaches that are alive that you could talk to them. I mean, there's only Gibbs because Shula's dead and Walsh is dead, and Noel is dead and Lombardi is dead. But Jesus Christ, it looks bad.
Real bad.
And then they had a real GM. They had a real commissioner. They had Adam Silver, Hell, if they had the dude who runs MLB, this wouldn't be a problem. This would have been a fix by now. It's making me mad.
All right, man. Let's go to the picks, man. All right, since K-Man is mad, we're going to let him simmer down. We'll start off with you, B-Wig. All right, tonight, the Jets versus the Ravens. B, who you got?
The Ravens. I'm about to turn that on now, but yeah, I got the Ravens. Why would I pick the Jets? Why would I pick the Jets? Why?
You said
What?
why? All right, K-Man, who you got?
I got the Ravens. The Ravens, they see the prize.
Yeah, the game.
You gotta come through Charm City.
Yeah, they're gonna be tough.
I have some other names for that city, but I can't say it all. You gotta come through Charm City.
Hey, you don't want to be like 45.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we ain't even. Yeah, don't even say that name on this podcast.
Yeah,
But yeah. Hey, quick question: would it be a disappointment if the Ravens did not make it to the Super Bowl this year?
I think so.
no.
Well,
I agree with Kennedy.
why not?
Go ahead. B.
Yeah, because they've been really good this year. I think what they have is sustainable, and it wouldn't surprise me given Lamar Jackson's youth, and him not really experiencing or not having a good grasp on playoff football. This is the way he's been passing this year. This is new to him.
Mm-hmm.
This is not only new to us. This is new to him. And, it wouldn't surprise me if he went up against a coach in the playoffs that kind of was able to dial him back a little bit. So that's why I say it wouldn't be a disappointment. Now, do we expect them to go? Yes, of course. They're the best team in the AFC, hands down. But I don't think they have to do it this year. I think they're set up to be here. They're set up to be here. That's why I say that.
I say that because you saw his improvement this year from the disaster. This is a kid who likes winning and hates losing. And he's going to take that and it's just going to charge him up more. And that type of motivation and anger is just going to make him better and better. And maybe having to wait for your cake, maybe another season, might make him a better quarterback for the next 10, 15 years.
All right. I got you. All right, so the next game, man, the Dolphins versus the Giants. Who you got, K-Man?
This is. I got the Dolphins because they are playing hard. The Giants, they'll be looking for a new GM and a new head coach in about 4 weeks.
All right, B, who you got?
I actually think they're looking now. But give me the Dolphins. Just because the Dolphins. Because the Giants and because the Dolphins. Just give me the Dolphins.
All right. So B Wig, Texans versus the Titans. B, who you got?
Give me the Titans.
Mm.
The clash of the two loser Bill Belichick tree head coaches. I like the build up of the Titans more so than the Tech. Now I don't necessarily take Ryan Tannehill over Deshaun Watson.
Exactly.
I think Deshaun Watson will have better stats on Sunday, but to me the Titans are a more complete team. And they have Derrick Henry.
If they can run the ball with Derrick Henry. All right.
It's not an if at this point. This dude's doing it every week. It's not an if.
Who you got, K, man?
I got the Titans. I've seen the Texans up close. I'm not going to even get on to their head coach. Their defense is awful. It is not that good. Paper-wise, it might say something. they're not that good. And Derrick Henry's going to be able to run on that team. And don't forget, I think he's overrated, but Ryan Tannehill is looking to sign a $25 million a year check. He ain't gonna mess up that bag.
Oh yeah,
He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna franchise him.
Yeah. So, yeah, give me the Titans.
All right, K man. I'll start with you. Patriots, Bengals, K man.
Come on, it's the Patriots. They're gonna beat up on them because the last two people have embarrassed them and made them look old and question is at the end and everything like that.
Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, right?
Yeah, because this is their last season together. So, yeah, they're gonna beat them on.
All right, B, who you got?
Okay, so I wasn't gonna pick the Bengals before all this cheating stuff. So look, not only are the Patriots the superior team, but they got all their signals, they got all their calls. So the Bengals have zero chance. They won't even score a point. They're gonna shut the Bengals out. The Bengals will not score a point on Sunday. I promise you.
The Bengals are going. The Bengals are Appalachian State. They're that homecoming opponent to calm everybody down. They're like, oh, we still here. They're gonna beat the brakes off of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, B. Seahawks versus the Panthers. Who you got, B?
Seahawks.
What? Wait, you know what? That's who I'm taking
What?
too. I'm taking the Seahawks too, man.
As you should.
Who you got, K, man?
Seahawks. Carolina Panthers are in full teardown mode. They're going to get themselves a new head coach. They're going to also get themselves a new president of football operations, and they're going to change the structure of that team. And the only way to do that is you need higher draft picks. Give me the Seattle Seahawks.
All right. That's yeah. I agree with all both of you on this joint. All right, K, man. Bucks versus the Lions.
This one, oh my God. So we got Jameis Testaverde versus one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Give me the Bucks.
Yeah, because we know Winston been passing for like 500 yards a game.
Yeah. The only good thing about the Detroit Lions is that the family that owns it makes 4 F-150s. That's the only good thing about them.
That's America's truck.
Marco.
All right, B, who you got?
It's funny. You call him Jameis Testaverde. I call him Jameis Fitzpatrick. Because he can get hot and burn you at any given week, but most of the time he stinks.
Yep.
I feel like he's riding a hot streak. So, and I don't think Bruce Arians can lose to pencil in your ear. So, give me the Bucks.
And look, we all know Winston is good for throwing at least 2 picks a game.
He will.
I think he has like 20 interceptions or something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Well, let me look it up right now.
Yeah, because he's the first
He's
quarterback
leader.
to hit 20 since I can't remember when. So yeah. 20
Wow.
picks.
That's crazy.
Yeah. In this day and age.
Right.
Number 1 overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know, right? Hey.
But then again, number 2 was Mariota. So whatever.
Yeah, that drove. All right, B. Broncos, Chiefs, B.
Chiefs.
What?
Yeah. Chiefs, man.
I don't know, man. I think Drew Lock getting it going.
He is. All credit to him. I don't think they're good enough, personally. Shock me, Denver. Surprise me.
Yeah, they beat the the brakes off with the Texans. Was it the Texans they beat?
Yeah, that's why I didn't pick them this week.
All All right, K man, who you got?
I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning. Kansas City also they're playing for a bye, and it's between them and New England, and they're unlike Houston, who is coached by a loser. Andy Reid at least knows the regular season, and they're not going to beat the brakes off my Broncos, but they're going to win this game. The Broncos are not there yet, talent-wise, to hang with the Chiefs. And let's slow down the whole Drew Lock thing. All right, so, I mean,
Hey, look, I was going to ask you about that.
let's slow it down. Let's just slow it down. I like the boy swag, but he still throw off his back foot, and he needs to face adversity.
Well, he gonna face it with the Chiefs, but then the Chiefs defense.
And Arrowhead in December ain't been kind to the Broncos over the decades.
In the famous words of Russell Crowe from Gladiator, but are you not entertained? You had questions about Drew Lock.
You know what? I am entertained. I will say this. This is the funnest, and listening to podcasts and reading, this is the funnest performance by a Broncos team since 2015 when they beat the Green Bay Packers to go 9-0. That's the fun. That's 4 years. That's 4 years. They scored over 25 points. The offense looked, and then the thing about him that you see is, oh, well, wow, we got maybe a top 10 wide receiver in Cortland Sutton. Oh,
yeah.
What's the name? Noah Fant could be a problem in the future.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, the offensive line doesn't, even though it's still not talented, the offensive line doesn't look that shaky when you have a mobile quarterback who can move around.
Right.
Oh, you have a quarterback who, with an arm, who's not scared. Flacco had an arm, but he was scared and conservative because he already got his money.
And rich.
So rich.
All right.
And then also, one last thing. Energy. Flacco was too bland. That team is young. Yeah, I got Von Miller. Yeah, I got Chris Harris Jr. But that's a young team. And they need a fiery quarterback, and they got it in him. So, but I don't know. Let's just, give him the 5 games, and then let's see 2020, see if he's the guy.
All right. This next game, man. Eagles versus the Skins. Who you got, K, man?
I got the Washington Redskins winning this game.
I do too. That's who I picked, man. I picked the Skins for some reason.
I'm telling you, the Eagles are packing it in. The Cowboys are gonna win that division by default, and the Eagles are not gonna chase them.
All right, B-Wig, who you got?
Give me the Skins.
Wow.
Is
this the first time all 3 of us picked the Redskins?
I think so.
What?
I think so.
Hell
Yeah.
has freezes over. Oh my God.
Right. Well, the Eagles.
I see a unicorn outside my door.
Well, yeah. The Eagles. Don't get it twisted. You've got nothing to be proud about after Monday night. You got lucky. I believe you had a 50-50 chance of losing that game. You won the coin toss in OT. Look, Jake Long is out. I mean, not Jake Long, Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson is out. The Redskins pass rush is a strength of the team. The Eagles, you can run on them. The Redskins are the Redskins of old this season. They run the ball more than anything else. And, the Eagles don't have any receivers, and, if the Eagles were trying to win, this would be a trap game. But at this point in the season, I just don't think they're that much better than the Skins. Give me the Skins at home.
Also, I got one more point to add. Josh Norman's not playing, so you can't pick on him. So yeah.
Yeah,
Is
really.
Fabian Moreau back? Is he playing?
I don't,
no.
I don't know. I think he went into concussion protocol, didn't he?
Mm.
All right.
There goes Dookie.
B
Go for my right shoulder.
B Wig.
Go Dookie.
Bears versus the Packers. B.
Give me the Packers. They'll do to the Bears what we should have done to the Bears last week. The Bears are not a good football team.
Yeah, really.
My brother asked me before that game last week. He said, "What's going to happen in the game tonight?" I said, "Well, we're going to make Mitchell Trubisky look good. We're going to make him look great, and they're going to go all over us." And look what happened. The Bears, yeah, I'm not buying it. Trubisky comes back down to earth this week.
All right. Who you got, K-Man?
I got the Packers. It's for two reasons. One, Trubisky, and the main reason is the Packers. That Redskin game that hurt them.
Yeah.
That hurt them a lot. That hurt them a lot. There's a lot of questions going in about that team, and there's a lot of questions going about that offense and that defense, and so they're going to try to take it out on their division rivals, and they can change the narrative to say, "Oh, we just took them for granted. We were 13.5-point favorites. We took them for granted, but now we're back and we're one of the top tier teams." Everyone with eyes know they're not, but they're going to try to make a statement. So give me the Packers.
All right. That's who I picked. All right, K-Man. Jags versus the Raiders. K-Man, who you got?
Oh, good grief, another one. Give me the Raiders.
You going with Gruden?
The Jaguars are just like the team that came with them into the league in 1994 in the Carolina Panthers. They're doing a teardown. They're going to do a teardown. Coughlin's gone. The GM's gone. The head coach is gone. They're doing a total teardown. The Raiders still think they have a chance for the playoffs, so they'll play a little better. Plus, if you put them, the Raiders versus an inferior team look well. So give me the Raiders.
All right. You got B.
Give me the Raiders. Just because, they, like Kennedy said, they appear to be a better team than Jacksonville. I, for one, am ready to see Lincoln Riley walking the sidelines of Jacksonville. You give him either Nick Foles or Gardner Minshew, and I think you don't know nothing about.
Yeah, really.
You know nothing about.
Nah.
All right,
I'm just saying that would be fun though. Give him somebody like Minshew.
That's
over that.
You
over that.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Lincoln Riley in Jacksonville. Woo. All right, B. Browns versus the Cardinals. Who you got?
Give me the Cardinals.
Who you got, K, man?
Give me the Cardinals. The Browns got problems. They got disciplinarian problems. Mm-hmm. You got the quarterback calling out their medical staff. You got the wide receiver who they spent a one on, going around telling people, "Come get me."
Yeah, he won out.
Yep.
They got problems, and John Dorsey doesn't like this because it makes it seem like he doesn't have control. And so, trust me, when this season's over, he's going to exert his control over that team. So, but in the meantime, give me the Cardinals.
All right, K-Man. Vikings versus the Chargers. Who you got, K-Man?
Give me the Vikings.
That's what I thought. That's who I picked, the Vikings. Who you got, B?
Vikings.
Yeah, I see Dalvin Cook running all through him.
Like an animal.
All right, B. The Falcons versus 49ers, B.
49ers.
Yeah, this is gonna be. Look, these are two old NFC West, right?
West.
Yep.
Who you got, K man?
I got the 49ers, and I got them in a close one. And by close, I mean like only 10 points.
What?
They're not there yet. They're going to overlook this team. They're going to overlook this team. Or they're going to come out early. They're going to win out early, but then they're going to stop executing the ball. And this might be the game that they need to say, hey, we're not there. We need to stay focused if we want to take this whole thing.
All right, good point.
Because
right.
beating, going into New Orleans and beating the former number 1 seed last year, and this team is young. A lot of chippiness, but you know, everybody's seen in America's a couple America's games. You need that adversity sometimes. You need something.
Good point. All right, K man. Rams versus the Cowboys. K man, who you got?
This is a hard one for me because I don't take the Rams victory over the Seahawks like other people do. So, but because the Seahawks do this all the time, they just play around, and it's just Pete Carroll. That's what he does. But I will take the Rams to win because the Cowboys players have quit.
Hey. All right, B, who you got?
There's no truer words have ever been spoken. Give me the Rams.
Oh,
The Cowboys are probably going. They're probably going to win this division at 7-9.
Yep.
that's sad, man.
They're probably going to win the NFC East at 7-9. You know, they'll probably beat the Skins. You know, but that's probably it.
Look, that being said, what you just said, B, that's going to be a topic for next week. Should the NFL change the way the seeding is done when you have a 10-6 wild card team being a wild card in a 7-9 team winning the division, getting a 3 or 4 slot?
We don't need to wait the next week. Yes, they should change the rules.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know, the only way.
Still don't. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the only way it wouldn't change is if, you know, you had you got two teams from the same division going to the playoffs. Now, if that, you know, of course, if that division winner, you know, of course they're gonna have a better record because they won the division. But in this case, you're gonna have a team like the Vikings coming to Arlington to face a 7-9 Cowboys team. How is that fair? When the Cowboys don't even deserve a playoff spot to begin with.
Yeah, it wasn't fair to, what was that, the 2011 Saints or 2010 Saints to go to Seattle and face a 7-9 team. Yeah, from that game we got beast mode, and it takes away from it. But at the end of the day, it's a 7-9 team who had home field advantage. That's not cool.
Right.
Oh, well, all right, because a lot of people have been discussing that over the past week based on the NFC East.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, so B-Wig, Bills versus Steelers.
Steelers.
Yeah, I still say Mike Tomlin might get Coach of the Year, man. All right, K-Man, who you got?
I got the Steelers because they're playing at home.
Terrible towels. All right, last one, the Monday night game, Saints versus the Colts. Y'all already know who I got. So, K-Man, who you got?
I got the Saints. The Colts will be, if Tua falls from number 4, the Colts will be going up and getting him.
Think so?
Yeah. They will go. They have the Redskins extra pick from this year, which is a 2, and that 2 is going to be the 3rd pick in the 2nd round. That with maybe another draft pick in 2021, that's enough to go get Tua.
Yeah, I think I was thinking about that early in the week. You might be onto something with that one, man.
They got a line for him already. They got the running back for him already. And this draft is still deep enough a wide receiver to get him weapons. And then he can sit for a year and get NFL medical treatment.
All right, hey, B Wig, who you got?
When the Saints
Uh-oh.
go marching in.
Have me a second line.
Yeah, man, give me the Saints. They're going march in the Colts like Darren Sharper. It's gonna get ugly.
And, hey, look, man, your boy just broke Michael Vick record, man.
I'm gonna let that pass. Wow. You thought I was wrong? Oh my man.
Yeah, Sean, I just seen it, and shout out to Michael Vick for being so cool about it.
Yeah.
He's known it's going it's going to happen for a long time.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Oh, man. My bad. Woo, all right.
Wow.
Hey, look, in a minute, I'm going to send y'all the spreadsheet, man.
All right.
Wow.
What's wrong, K, man?
Nah, I'm not going there. Not going there. We can do this all. We can do this all for when we stop the recording. I'm not doing that.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. K, man, you the man tonight, boy.
Parting shots. Let's go to parting shots.
Yeah, let's go with the parting shots. You go first, K, man.
A parting shot is Clinton Portis and Joe Horn. Today, federal charges from the Eastern District of Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 10 ex-players for defrauding the NFL. Now, some of us know that Clinton Portis wasn't that bright. And also, in not being that bright, he lost a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you get that money back? You try to steal from the enterprise or corporation that made you have money to be stupid enough to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got a federal charge. See, the thing about Clinton Portis, and this is where his stupidity comes in. Say what you want about Dan Snyder, but he's a jock sniffer. And as long as he's a jock sniffer, you will always get a check.
Yep.
So patience. He should have just kept patience. 10 years, 20 years, you could have been Riggo. Getting checks. Ben Theismann getting checks. And you would recruit that money that you lost. But no, you want to do, and we all know Joe Horn. Didn't Joe Horn didn't he steal from a teammate?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. That sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, I know
he's the cell phone in the goalpost dude.
Goalpost dude. That's what he known for.
Yeah. He gonna be the cell phone dude and and Clinton Max.
Look, he gonna go to court. He might put out a cell phone and make a phone call.
Mm-hmm. So that's my party shot.
Yeah, whenever y'all get a chance, go look at that list. Just peep how many Redskins players on that list.
What about that?
Yeah, Carlos Rogers, Robert McCune. He didn't even play that much. No wonder he's trying to steal money. Oh man. I actually got a couple parting shots, so I'll make it quick. One, Mike Tomlin should be the coach of the year, not one Sean Payton. The job that Mike Tomlin is doing in Baltimore on the brink of yet another
Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah. Pittsburgh. On the brink of yet another winning season is nothing short of phenomenal. Not making light of what Sean Payton was able to do without Drew Brees, but this right here with this quarterback, and you're still finding a way to win games.
I know, right?
That's special. So
Sean Payton got Michael Thomas and and Alvin Kamara.
Right.
Drew
That's
Brees,
special.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Tomlin got a bag of sand.
So yeah, and my second parting shot is Troy Aikman. Stop it. There's a story out that he wants to be the GM of a team, but not the Cowboys. Stop it.
He better stay
Nobody's
in-
buying it. Nobody's gonna hire you as a GM. So stop it. And that's all I got.
And look, my parting shot is, let me see, thanks to the K-Man, Bruce Allen. All-Pro NFL for every team. And for Bruce Allen, how many players? 0.
Squadouche.
My parting shot is, Bruce Allen, what are you doing?
In 9 years.
God dang it. All right, people. Whew. Y'all some funny dudes.
All right. Well, see y'all next week.
All right, man. I gotta go down here and see what my son done got into. He ain't answering me when I call. Probably
All right,
taking
man.
He probably taking a dump. But
All right, man.
yeah.